Hello, hello.
Guys,
How's it going?
good. How are y'all doing?
Doing good. Julie, how you feeling?
I'm rough.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
I was
sorry.
at the doctor's this morning.
Say what?
I was at the doctor's office this morning. I've really just gotten out of today is the first day I've really gotten out of bed.
Well, let's get you done with quick and you can get off of here.
yeah,
That sound
absolutely.
good?
Well, so you all don't really have anything to say about my stuff right now, so I'll just contribute. I've been working on it today, but it's been I've never had it like this before. But I think because I've been traveling so much with my job, and then also keeping a full-time classroom schedule, and moving into a new house, and then having my entire family sick. Just
Oof.
not. It's like the perfect storm. So I'm fine. I'll stay on because I want to hear and contribute. So I'm here to help review and discuss your work. That is fabulous, by the way.
All right. Well, thanks for being here. I think that I messed up and did not send my reviews to people. Matt, did you get my review?
Who? I
Matt.
think I got yours. Yeah, I got
Okay.
yours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I was thinking I forgot to put it into the discussion board.
No, I got it. It was there.
Okay, cool. So this was kind of like, I guess, probably everybody's most confusing one in terms of the summary and checklist or survey and checklist. I lost
Usually
my 100 average.
when 3/4 or more of the students are lost.
Yeah. Saying my internet connection is
I
unstable.
think most people were confused. Yeah, on the rubric, it wasn't the same that they were trying to portray, but it's okay. I think once they clarified, I think most people just went in and fixed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I went back and looked in the this document that tells what we're supposed to do, and it's cut. That box is cut off with the direction, so it only says it doesn't have the survey on the actual directions. They said, and look at the rubric and hope that you got it right.
I was just confused because they had said don't create it yourself, but that one we did. So
Yeah.
I think once we got the clarification, I think we all got it figured out.
Yeah.
Hey guys, y'all are gonna have to stop playing. My internet's not working very good. Please stop playing for now. I'll let you know when you can play again. Turn it off. Sorry, guys.
I get it. I got a kid. She streams music.
They're not even playing Fortnite, which is crazy. So yeah, whoever wants to start, let's roll.
All right.
All right.
Go ahead, Carrie. You want to go?
Yeah, that's fine. So I had J's. If I don't know who else has J's, but okay, I'll go ahead and start. I mean, overall, I thought you did a great job. The big thing was, like we all discussed, that checklist showing teacher empowerment or teachers as a classroom leader. But I think that you went back and added that once we got that clarification. But overall, you did a good job of the research and competencies. I liked the national boards graphics that you used. I thought those were excellent. And then I thought that you showed leadership, you know, using that evaluation method that your district used. And you obviously did some research on that. So overall, I think did a great job, just needed to correct that one checklist, which you did go back and do. So
cool.
Yeah, I really liked the national board checklist. I thought that was really good, and I had not thought about that, but what a great way to utilize something that is universally seen as empowering and leadership driven, and also like benchmarked and has a rubric that goes for it. So I thought that was incredible. I also really liked how you incorporated in your language things that we had done in the first evidence. So your conversation or your discussion about PLCs and sort of bringing that back into this, and then also using or stating that you needed to use collaboration, that it needed to be embedded within the evaluation tool, and I think and that you commented that it was this candidate's opinion that needed to be a part of that. So I really appreciated that candor and also insight.
Cool. Thank you. I still have to go back and fix everything. My problem is the CMS. Like, I think the walkthrough sheet, which I'm actually adding to my paper, or have added to my paper, that we use is kind of weak, I think. It's just like, what are the objectives on the board kind of thing. And I wish I could be one to change that, but I did not mention that to the principal, you know. I did think they were kind of.
And I found that, I found that to be problematic. Like, the walkthrough sheet at our school was really geared towards, do kids have their cell phones out? Are the objectives on the board? And
right.
Is everybody on task? And I don't think that really shows leadership. I think that shows classroom management. So there's not really a checklist in place in our district that deals with just that. Although our strategic plan for our district really does talk a lot about teacher empowerment and connectivity. So I don't really know how to adjust that or how to account for that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, and I called Dr. Lamb about this, and he told me to just roll with what they have and and do the best I can with that, you know, but it does give me hope for the future. All right. Who else wants to go? Y'all got me done.
You're done.
All right. Well, why don't we go with Kelly next?
All right.
I had Kelly. Who else had Kelly?
I did.
All right. I'll go ahead and go first, and you can follow.
All right.
Let's see. Okay. Let me minimize this. Let me bring this over here. Everything was pretty good, Kelly. I thought the content was structured very well. You covered every part of the task as it was outlined in the rubric. You had 3 references. That was a big thing that they talked about, you know, making sure that you had 3 references for each of the 5 areas in the prompt 1. Let's see, you know, everything was pretty good. You talked about the results-oriented professional development review. You found some good ideas, I thought, as far as how teachers could collaboratively share best practices and then go ahead and take it back to their classroom. So I thought that was good. Your walkthrough form was very extensive. It was probably more extensive than I think most counties' forms are. I kind of liked it, to be very honest. Your recruitment, placement, and mentoring of school staff. On that category, on that one, I did not see 3 references unless I missed it. I thought I saw 2. Not a big deal, but I didn't see 3. And your teacher empowerment and leadership survey was not put in the task. But again, I think you, just like everybody else, realized that you had to do it, and then you probably already have added it. And I probably evaluated you before you did it, so I wouldn't worry about that. Otherwise, everything was pretty good.
Thank you. Yeah, I had to go back and put that in. I was a little confused like everybody else, I think, on that, and I went back and added that reference. Thank you.
Can y'all see me?
I can.
Okay. All right.
That's a nice beanie, man. I like the beanie.
I'm trying to get the I just got done with a brewery run. Every Sunday, Notre Brewing, come on up at noon. I'm trying to pull up your sheet. Now, I agree with Matt on that. Like, y'all's walkthrough form was Wow, that's really extensive. Like I would almost be overwhelmed by having to do that just in a walkthrough. But it is, I mean, I think it's something we need. Really, I saw there was like one typo I think I mentioned. And Kelly, did you get my review? Did I send it to you?
Yeah, you did, and I just only had time to glance at it.
Okay.
So,
Okay. No, I'm just
yeah.
making sure.
I did.
There was like one typo in the first section
Okay.
of your literature review, and other than that, everything looked great. And just like everybody else, the whole survey thing, I think everybody was completely confused by it because it just, it did say checklist. And so once that's fixed, I think everything was great. So I really don't really have much to add. Matt, you did a great job on that, reviewing it, and kind of agree with everything that you said.
Okay, who's next? Who wants to go next? Carrie, you want to go next?
Yeah. That's fine. I think you and Kelly had mine.
Yep. Kelly, would you like to go first?
Sure. I put in there that your literature review was really strong. And then I put in there that little note that you had major adjustments and revisions to prompt 2. I thought everything was really strong. It was well written. I think you used Marzano's 9 strategies. There was an emphasis on learning. And your empowerment survey was really detailed, I thought. So I think overall you did a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Let's see. Well, I just had it. Now it just ran away. Come on. And everything was structured real well. The task was completed as it was supposed to. You used your references well. I liked the results-oriented professional development review you did. I felt like you found some good ideas there on how teachers could collaborate well. The only thing that I thought, and I don't even know if this would be considered a weakness, but the only thing I was thinking about was on the survey, maybe instead of strongly agree, you could do something more in the lines of highly effective, or needs improvement. But that's a personal preference. I don't know if I would call that a weakness. But other than that, your examples were all good. Everything was structured well. I don't really have anything else beyond that. It was all real good.
Good deal. All right. Who's up next?
Who else had Carrie?
We're good on mine.
Okay.
Matt?
Turn. Isn't that right? Isn't it Matt's turn?
Yep, it's my turn.
All right, Matt.
Feed me.
I'll start. I love your checklist. I thought it was great, and I liked how it related to what you had talked about in a significant and profound way. I also liked your focus on shared leadership in your conversation about, or your discussion about that, and how you said that teacher empowerment would lead to school improvement. And I thought that that data-driven discussion is something that is important in building school leadership. And that learning together is a way to build empowerment among teachers in a pretty, seemingly easy way. And I just really like that. So I had a couple of questions. Number one, you've got a couple of typos that they were like words that should be capitalized that might not have been, and probably just didn't get caught in the final read through. It seems like I remember there was maybe one or two where it was the first word in a sentence, and it was probably in an edit that you went in and took a word out and it just didn't get capitalized. I'm highly, that is my issue for myself. And then, so I just had a question for you, because I've been in this discussion recently with this group that I'm a part of across the state. It's a teacher leadership group, and we're looking at barriers to to teacher retention and empowerment, and one of them is the difference between advanced teacher leadership and advanced teacher leadership roles. So, and you sort of like teetered on that a little bit in your discussion. So I guess I just wanted to ask you or anybody else who wanted to contribute to this, what's your opinion about the difference between becoming an advanced teacher or a teacher leader and still staying in the classroom versus advanced teacher roles? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I think there's two different types of individuals. I have a lot of great teachers I've worked with over the years that love mentoring, but they're not interested in being leaders. They're not interested in taking on that role. They're not interested in being administrator. They want to stay in the classroom. That's their mindset, and they can still be a highly effective person who could relay strategies to teachers who are new to the profession or who just simply need help. And then you have people who I think are more driven towards not just wanting to be helping teachers, but they're more driven around being a leader for the whole school community. And I think we all know by now that role is much more. I think the teaching piece of it's 10%, and all the other things that surround it are the rest, are the 90%, the community engagement, fundraising, discipline issues, county-related issues, the violence that we now see in our schools, and how are we going to combat that, and the safety plans. So I think there's two different types of people. Some teachers don't want that stress, but they love the classroom. They love curriculum. They love analyzing data and finding ways to improve the workplace, but they don't want to be an administrative type of leader. So I do think there's definitely two different focuses.
Yeah, and I agree with that. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I just really appreciate your conversation about that, because I do think there are different types of teacher leaders, and part of that might be being left out of this whole assignment and conversation about what it means to be a teacher leader in the classroom and how you can affect systematically versus what it means to be an administrator. So, and that's not, I think that's by design for this particular assignment. I don't think that that's a fault or a weakness in anybody's presentation. It just is like inherent in the design of this.
No, I agree. I think some personalities are some people are just not made to be that type of leader. It's not that they can't be a leader. They're either not made for it, or their personality doesn't desire that. But they focus a lot on, Dr. Lamb most importantly focuses a lot on, hey, give your good teachers leadership roles. Some of them, that may not be what they want. Maybe just recognition. Maybe giving them more, classroom and teacher related things that they can do. So no, I agree with you. I think the focus is always on, not everybody's on a fast track to be a school administrator. So you still have to find ways to reward them. And like Dr. Lamb always said, you can't pay them. So you better find a way to figure it out and reward them, because they need to feel rewarded so they can continue to do what they do best.
Yeah, and I think that has to do with like in terms of empowering your teachers, those that want to don't want to be administrators, but they want to have classroom influences. I mean, there's all kind of leadership roles available for people to focus on classroom stuff and like take that off the hands of the administration for the most part. Like where I work is not a school right now, but I have two people that work for me, and literally I don't have to hardly manage them at all, because they're good at what they do, and they know that I trust what they're doing. And so they rock and roll. And like, honestly, like we talk on the phone for maybe 20 minutes every week. I know that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing with their jobs. So I think it is important, even though they might not want to be administrators, to make them feel as they are leaders within the classroom, empowering them to have influences in whatever they want to have influences in the school. I still think that is empowering them, not as administration, but as just leaders within the classrooms of the schools. It's my opinion.
I think that's important to have in your school building. It absolutely helps with the morale and everything else, but it's giving them enough, but they don't want more than that a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
You always talk, Jay, about how you wanted to meet Miss Baker. She's a good example. I mean, she's been at Union County for, I think, 22 years.
Yeah.
And she's highly, highly respected. She just loves data. I've never worked with an individual who picks apart data. I look at her like, really, you love this much? I mean, she really does. And she has all kinds of strategies and charts. I mean, she just loves it. And she said, I don't want to leave this role. I like helping teachers one-on-one like this. I really don't want to be an administrator and deal with that type of stress. I want to deal with this type of stress. So
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. Maybe I have to come visit y'all, man. My computer froze. Y'all still there? Boys, y'all playing games? Hello? Hey guys, I'm coming through on camera. Thumbs up with the internet up there. Well, I don't know if y'all can still hear me, but my computer is completely frozen. So I apologize on that. I think we'll have to end this meeting at this point in time, but I'll follow up with the email afterwards. Everybody have a great Sunday.